Have you ever shaken someone's hand, heard their name, and then just like that it vanished from your mind? You're mid-conversation, nodding along, when suddenly you realize you have no idea what to call them. It's an awkward moment we've all experienced, and it leaves us wondering, why is it so easy to forget names, even when everything else about a person sticks? The answer isn't that we're bad with names or that we weren't paying attention. It's actually a fascinating quirk of how human memory works. Our brains are wired to prioritize certain kinds of information over others. Think about it when you meet someone new. You might remember their face, their job, or even the weird little scar above their eyebrow, but their name, gone in seconds. That's because names are what scientists call arbitrary information. There's no natural connection between a person and their name. Sarah doesn't look like a Sarah, and Michael doesn't sound like a Michael. Unlike a person's appearance or voice, which our brains automatically process and store, names are just abstract labels with no built-in meaning. Without something to anchor them in our memory, they slip away almost immediately. Another reason names disappear so fast is that our brains evolved to remember things that matter for survival. Thousands of years ago, forgetting which berries were poisonous or which animal sounds meant danger could be deadly. But forgetting someone's name, not exactly life-threatening. Our memory systems still operate on this ancient priority list, which is why we can recall a scary movie scene from years ago, a blank on the name of someone we met 5 minutes ago. Unless a name feels immediately important, like if it belongs to your new boss or your crush, your brain doesn't see much reason to hold on to it. Then there's the problem of distractions. When we meet someone, we're often juggling multiple thoughts at once. Do I have something in my teeth? What should I say next? Why did they pronounce their name like that? All this mental noise makes it hard to focus on the name itself. Memory works best when we give it our full attention, but in social situations, that rarely happens. It's like trying to fill a glass of water in a rainstorm. Most of it just misses the mark. Stress also plays a big role. When we're nervous, like at a party or a networking event, our brains go into overdrive, and working memory, the part that holds short-term information, gets overloaded. Names, being delicate pieces of information, are often the first casualty. That's why even when you think you're listening, the name might not stick. It's not that you weren't trying, it's that your brain was too busy managing everything else to properly file it away. But here's the good news: you can train yourself to remember names better. One simple trick is repetition. When you hear a name, say it back immediately. Nice to meet you, Alex. This reinforces the memory. Another technique is to create associations. Maybe Alex has a strong handshake like your Uncle Alex, or maybe the name rhymes with reflex. The more connections you make, the more likely it is to stick. Visualization helps to picture the name written on their forehead, or imagine them wearing a name tag. The sillier the image, the better your brain will remember it. Another factor is how names are presented in the first place. If someone mumbles their name or the room is nosy, your brain might not even catch it properly to begin with. That's why it's okay to ask someone to repeat their name if you didn't hear it clearly. Most people don't mind, and it shows you actually care about remembering it. Interestingly, the tip of the tongue phenomenon, when you almost remember a name but can't quite grasp it, happens because of how memories are stored. Names are filed in a different part of the brain than other details, like faces or occupations. Sometimes, the connection between these areas gets weak, leaving you stuck with, "I know it starts with a J." This is totally normal and doesn't mean your memory is failing. It just means your brain needs a little more time to retrieve the information. Culture also affects name recall. In some languages, names have strong meanings, like Sophia, meaning wisdom in Greek, which can make them easier to remember. But in many Western cultures, names are just sounds without inherent meaning, making them harder to retain. Some studies even suggest we're worse at remembering names from cultures we're less familiar with because our brains have fewer reference points to connect them to. So the next time you forget a name, don't feel bad. It's not a sign of rudeness or a bad memory, it's just your brain being selective about what it holds onto. With a few simple tricks, you can get better at remembering names, but even then, it's normal to slip up sometimes. After all, memory isn't perfect, and that's what makes it so human. The real key is to be patient with yourself and maybe keep a mental list of good neutral phrases, like "Hey there," for when a name escapes you at the worst possible moment.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this video and appreciate the effort behind it, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Oh, and one more thing, share this video with your friends. Spread the love and support. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Let me know if you want any tweaks.